Good afternoon and welcome to your Friday Extra. My name is Michael Brady. I'm coming to you from the Bronx Chamber of Commerce offices on Waters Place. Happy New Year. We are very excited to celebrate 2023 with our businesses, and we just want to take a moment and reflect on 2022 and all the great work the Bronx Chamber of Commerce has been doing. Legislatively, we worked and advocated for 8 bills, 6 of which passed in the state legislature and also in the city council. On our programmatic side, we went big for National Small Business Week in partnership with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. We launched the New York City BEST program, the Business Express Services team with New York City Department of Small Business Services. The Small Business Resource Network serviced about 5,200 Bronx small businesses out of the 27,000 businesses that are in the Bronx. We created and launched in cooperation with the New York City Department of Small Business Services a first of its kind grant support system for small bids and for the development of new bids or the expansion of bids, of which the Bronx Chamber is doing along the 138th Street corridor and at Bruckner Boulevard. We worked with dozens of neighborhood and agency partners to address quality of life concerns, ranging from Department of Building fines to Department of Transportation issues to issues with homelessness or theft or loitering. In addition, we celebrated the creation of a new bid in the Bronx, a Castle Hill bid. We kicked off some innovation businesses. For example, the cannabis industry kicking off at Housing Works in Manhattan, of which we'll have some Bronx licensed dispensary to come online in the spring. We've participated with regulatory actions to reduce regulatory fines and fees for businesses who are operating in the city of New York and continue to push New York City to do better for small businesses. Additionally, we partnered with New York City Mayor to create the Small Business Commission on which we serve, pushing and promoting New York City's businesses and our Bronx businesses in the best light possible to have access to critical services. That's just one snapshot of our work here at the Bronx Chamber of Commerce, but it's a good reflection of 2022, and we are so privileged to be here with our partners on the board of directors, with our member businesses, and with the entire team here to deliver for you, our Bronx businesses. On to some other interesting news that occurred in the first week of the new year. This past weekend, the Bronx Chamber team headed up to Albany to celebrate the inauguration of Governor Kathy Hochul. Governor Hochul is the first elected woman to serve as governor of New York State, and we've partnered with the governor for the past year to push back on things like public safety, quality of life issues, housing, business development programs, and incentives to keep New York City businesses in New York City and to really cultivate Bronx businesses through redevelopment projects like the Kingsbridge Armory, Hunts Point, Fordham Landing, and the Bruckner Boulevard waterfront. Which leads me to the discussion that occurred last night. On the 5th of January, the Kingsbridge Armory discussion continued. Yesterday was a convening by the New York City Economic Development Corporation to discuss the best uses of what's actually permitted within the Armory space. As you know, Kingsbridge Armory is the largest armory in the world, with roughly 500,000 square feet of usable space that goes about 6 floors below grade, of which a few are flooded. So we're working with the community, and we're working with Councilmember Brady Sanchez's office and the Stakeholder Committee to really ensure that the redevelopment of the Kingsbridge Armory project serves the community needs and also builds robust economic development for the area. So stay tuned for more on that. There are some more links in the body of this email for you to become more actively engaged in that conversation. On to legislation. The legislative session kicked off with new committee appointments and new chairmanships and chairwomanships of state legislature committees being announced yesterday. We look forward to partnering with our new leadership in Albany and our new leadership in New York City to really ensure that the needs of Bronx businesses are front and center. So as a result, the Chamber of Commerce will be going up to Albany 3 times during this legislative session, one being the New York Business Council reception in March, the Minority Caucus in February, and the Somos Conference again in March. During these times of going up to Albany, we'll be working with board members and member businesses to ensure that redevelopment dollars for critical projects that are important to the Bronx are met by the state, and also ensure that any legislative actions that occur don't hurt our Bronx businesses. So more updates on those will be supplied to our members in the coming months. And lastly, on to events. The Bronx Chamber team have been actively working to give you an action-packed month of events. So many events that it's going to take a minute to get through them, but please look in the body of the email or check our events calendar at bronxchamber.org/events for a full listing. But for the upcoming week, on Tuesday, the 10th of January, we have New Year, New Business. We're partnering with New York City SBS to deliver on the tips that you need to know before you start your business and how to do that effectively. On the 11th of January, we have legal structure for your business. So the bookend of starting your business and legal structure for your business are probably really important for those of you who are just starting to think about, oh, hey, I might want to start a new business in the new year. So be sure to attend. On the 18th of January, we have Building Your Google Ad Campaigns with PS Digital, valued member of the Bronx Chamber of Commerce, and really offering a critical services of how you can be competitive in the digital marketplace. On the 19th of January, we have an action-packed day. From our Business Financing 101 class in the morning to the Dream School ribbon cutting and celebrating this amazing redevelopment project of an old ice house on 25 Bruckner, a valued Bronx Chamber member. Very excited to welcome Rich Berlin and the Dream team to the Chamber family. Additionally, on that day, we have the Mott Haven Merchant Steering Committee meeting for the bid exploration along 138th Street. And we're capping the meeting off with an amazing networking reception at May Cafe, featuring two of our board members, Liz Newmark and Philip Grant, to discuss food and its impact on the economy. Coincidentally, May Cafe is also a vegan cafe, and we are in the month of Veganuary, celebrating veganism and a fresh start to the new year. This statewide celebration really highlights and underscores the value of healthy eating and a healthy start to the year, and we can think of no better place to host our first networking event than at May and really bring in two industry powerhouses, Liz Newmark of Great Performances and Philip Grant of Hunts Point Market, to really talk through the importance of food distribution, and the pipeline that impacts our economy. And then to round out the month, we have Coffee and Conversations with Councilmember Althea Stevens. Councilmember Stevens chairs the Youth Services Committee, but she is also the co-chair of the Bronx delegation. So we look forward to speaking with Councilmember Stevens at that time. And then for the early birds, as if you cannot plan your events any earlier than now, we have two events that always sell out. So we tried to give a teaser last week, but now it's really important. If you want to go to these events, get the tickets now, because there are no more tickets, and once they're gone, and they always sell out. So first is the Bronx Game Changers Night at Yankee Stadium. This annual event is a soup to nuts package. You get a luxury suite, you get a private entrance to the stadium, dinner, drinks, and an amazing game. So on the 4th of April, the Yankees will be taking on the Philadelphia Phillies at 7:05. The ticketed information is in this email. I cannot encourage you enough to get these tickets early. They sell out quickly. So please do book them early before they do sell out. And then lastly, an event that is very near and dear to all of our hearts. The Joseph Kelleher Memorial Golf Tournament is being held on June 20th at Trump Links Ferry Point. The foursomes are already filling up for the golf tournament. So much so that we're offering 2 shotguns, an early morning and then an afternoon shotgun. We're also going to be honoring Commissioner Adolfo Carrion Jr., former borough president, former Secretary of HUD, and now Commissioner of Housing, Preservation, and Development for the City of New York. We are so blessed to be able to honor Adolfo and his contributions to the Bronx and New York City during this annual golf tournament. The tournament's being chaired by Greg Gonzalez. Greg has really poured his soul into this year's tournament, so again, if you have not booked your foursome or your sponsorship, move on it now, because they're selling out very quickly. And this is not a marketing ploy to get you to get in early. This is real facts. These 2 events sell out all the time. So if you want to be in the game, or if you want to tee off with us, please book these events as soon as possible. So again, Happy New Year, blessings from the Bronx Chamber of Commerce and our staff. We really look forward to working with you in 2023. This has been your Friday Extra.